Hello, welcome back to ShrubSMP Season 7. This is episode 25. On today's episode, we are going to take care of some business here at the Dark Castle just at the very beginning of the episode. And by what we mean by that is to add another couple of villagers into our little area here. We had our cleric that we added last time, and right next door, we're going to add a couple masons because we like to build with quartz, and while quartz is relatively easy to gather up in the nether, it's always handy to have a couple masons around, and especially to sell some of your extra materials too for emeralds. Plus, this guy's getting lonely, and he told me in between episodes that he wants a little bit of company. So we're going to go ahead and see how things are going over here in the villager generator and get a couple new villagers over. We'll build them a little stall and then have a couple masons in place. All right, so it looks like there's some new additions here in addition to an adult, so we'll be able to at least bring over two in just a few moments. But in the meantime, we're going to have to gather up some materials in a theme that I think will fit the mason workstation. I have already grabbed up a few materials here. We got some brick and granite. We'll use that to outline this little work stall, like I said, and it will make a lot of sense for exactly what the Stonecutter is used for and some of the materials that those masons are certainly interested in. And then from there, for today's episode, we've been putting it off long enough. We've been preparing, and it's time to gear up and head into the end and fight that Ender Dragon. That's the agenda for today's episode, so let's get started by building up this little mason stall and then bringing in those villagers to help take those jobs. Alright, so what we're going to do is, much like we always do, hey there buddy, is we're going to outline a small area, get the general theme in place, and then we could always come back and add more detail later. But actually I think this stall is going to have a decent amount of detail with it just to begin with. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about now. We're clearing out a little bit of floor space because what we want to do is knowing that the masons, whoa, not get so pushy there, Mr. Cleric. Knowing that the masons like bricks, we want to go ahead and use a brick and granite palette, which will kind of all look really nice together. Really keep the basic theme while also giving a touch of variety. And of course, we can also add some detail with some shapes, as we'll see in a moment. I'm just kind of looking to see if we have the right dimensions. We'll figure that out as we go. So let's place down some brick now. And on the brick, I think what we want to do is we want to have the stonecutters, two inside each other. And yep, right as I can see right here, this needs to be extended by one. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and do that. And then from there, try to fill this thing in just enough so that it is a nice little diorama of what a stonecutter mason might have as their stall. So we kind of have most of this laid out. Now I could go ahead and put more brick down. Let's just do that. But what a fun thing to do is to add a little bit of texture. And you can do that with walls and stairs. And it just so happens, since we have these stone cutters here, you can transform blocks into other blocks, which is exactly what we're going to do. I already got the brick walls. I think I need a couple more, but we'll definitely grab a couple stairs and use those to kind of provide the little detail here right in front. And maybe this is like where the stone pieces like fall into as they're getting cut up by the masons, you know. Just a little bit of detail there, a little bit of texture. And of course the brick wall, we can kind of use that to go behind and along the sides. Yeah, I kind of like that look. Now I gotta be honest with you, we want safety first, and with these saw blades just spinning around, I have bought some iron bars because I think it's a really good idea to use iron bars as kind of like, well, in this case, a safety feature, which I don't want to go out that far. We want to go directly over the saw blades so that the masons, it's almost like OSHA came through here and said, hey, you know what? You got to make sure those guys don't get cut up. And we'll put this as a guard just in front. And I think from there, just about the only thing missing is the top. So we'll put some mangrove fence posts on either side. They are, of course, just really close in color to the rest of the theme. And we'll go ahead and use our stonecutters again to cut up some polished granite slabs that we can put on the top, and we can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go, right on top. So I think that pretty much looks like about where we want it, and now all we have to do is bring in the villagers, let them accept their new jobs, and then get ready to head off to the end. Alright, so the first step is to just get these tracks back in place. We can kind of run right through this carpet and let the minecart just kind of slide off into the openness there, because then we'll just knock the villager right out of it. And let's go over to the villager generator and see who's the next lucky contestant. I think there's a couple grown-ups. Oh boy, we got a bunch in here. We got a couple grown-ups and some younglings. Let's see who gets the magical ride. Nothing happened. Why didn't anything happen? Oh no, oh no. I hope... Are we gonna get the double? Is this the time we get the double? Yes, it is. So we had a misfire, but that's okay because we got exactly what we want. We got 2 guys going in there. We only have to make 1 trip because we got 2 villagers. I'm not going to call you anything else. You're villagers, and we'll reserve the name calling for another time. But in the meantime, we'll put that carpet back and knock out these rails, and then all we got to do is free you from your little minecarts without hurting you. Just turn the hitboxes on and whack the minecart without whacking the villager, and they will go directly to take their new jobs. Mason 1. What, you don't want it? Yeah, you do. Mason 2. Perfect. Okay, now we got... Oh, look at that. There are 2 different varieties, too. That's kind of an interesting phenomenon. I'll have to see why the villager generator is generating different types of villagers. But hey, you know what? You're all equal in my book, and I'm glad to have you here. And we're also going to have to trade up to give you some of the things you're interested in, like these clay balls, so that we can eventually expand your trades and get to the quartz trades that we want. But yeah, now that we got these guys in place, I think we're just going to add a quick little detail and then get ready to head on to the end. And I just so happen to have some pots, which again, go with the theme. I mean, we're talking clay, we're talking brick, so why not have some pots? And what I like to do to give a little texture to the pots is put a little flower top right on the top, and we won't even have to put anything in it because it just makes for a fun little extra detail there. So there they are, our 2 masons. In position, ready to go. We'll get back to trading with them later, but in the meantime, no, you guys can't come with me because it's very dangerous in there. We are off to the nether to find the stronghold, which we found last episode. Put our Eyes of Ender in, bring all of our potions that our cleric has made, and fight that ender dragon. So we're going to grab a couple of those potions of slow falling that we made last time so we don't get knocked up and fall down from fall damage by the special move that the dragon has against us. And one of the other things we have to do in terms of preparations is to kind of get a ender chest all together. Now I only have 1, but I certainly have the materials to make some more, so we're going to go ahead and grab our Eyes of Ender and Obsidian and craft several of them. We're going to get at least 2. If we need any more, we could always make some more. And then from there, we're going to empty out and do some inventory cleaning here. We have some special items and some collectibles in here, but we're going to have to make room with all this stuff. We're going to put it in our regular storage for now, and then use it to hold everything that we need when we go to the end, so that we don't have to worry about not being able to escape or have to go back and forth before we are done with our raiding out there. Because, well, we'll explain it when we're out there, but it can be a bad time if you're all the way out in the end and you don't really have everything that you need and no way to get it either. So putting everything that you desperately need into an ender chest is definitely the way to go. Alright, so one of the more important items that we need to get are rockets, because once we get those elytra that we're looking for, it's not really all that useful if we can't fly around, and to do that, we're going to need rockets. So I'm going to bring 4 stacks of rockets with me, and then from there, I think the only thing we're going to need is a whole bunch of building blocks, and the reason is because before you get in the end area, after you kill the dragon, really before you get your first elytra, the only way to get away from the island is to build a bunch of blocks. Probably some stone or some other things, and that will be the extent of our preparations once we fill up this ender chest and we'll head into the nether, go down our tunnel, and pop those eyes into the portal. Alright, so last episode I mapped out from the stronghold portal that I created the math exactly where the nether side portal should be, and that's where I'm heading right now, down this tunnel, and we're going to light it up and head on into the stronghold. Alright, so we're getting to the end of the tunnel, and if I just clear off a little space here to put the portal into, we can build it, light it, and then head on in. Remember, I always have extra obsidian and a flint and steel to do this with, or otherwise we'd have to go back and get those materials. So quick, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2 at the top, 3 on the side. That's how I like to do it really fast anyway. If we're not doing anything decorative, light it up, and okay, let's gather up our stuff, head on in, see if I did my math right. Alright, and here we go. Coming out the other side, yes, alright, there it is. There's the end portal, there's our portal to the nether, so now we're at least connected for fast travel, and let's just get our little base of operations set up so that in case anything happens to us while we're in there, we'll be able to quickly get back. All right, and really what we mean is we're going to set up just a little bed and then so that we can respawn in the event something happens to us in there. We're going to go ahead and put our red bed there. That's we bought our other one as well. And now we have set our respawn point, so at least we can hop right back in the portal. The other thing we want to do is leave one of our ender chests here, and that's why we have so many, so that if we need to grab anything out of there, in case we come back, we can grab it. And that is pretty much all we need. Now, the big moment is upon us. We get to walk up, head into the portal, and see what this end spawn looks like. Usually, it's not too bad, depending, there's kind of two things that can happen. Well, I guess the first thing I need to do is to get some Eyes of Ender, and I want to take care of that lava as well. So we're going to block up this lava, just in case something happens where I happen to fall through the portal. What do we got? So, I saw that there were 2 eyes already in there, so that means we only need 10. Go down to 10, put them in our inventory. All right, now this is it. Here we go. Walk right on up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. Where did the 10th one go? Did I have 10 in my hand? What just happened? Well, upon further review, I think when I went to place number 8 here, I actually threw it. Although, on the other hand, it also didn't really show up anywhere afterwards. So we gotta go grab one more. Boy, it's a good thing we had plenty. Put it in, light it up, and finally get to hear that glorious sound. Haha, yes, there it is. The end. And we are about to hop in and meet the dragon and finally defeat this thing. It's time. Alright, and away we go. Alright, so we are in the end. As you can see, we got the advancement, which is enter the end portal. We've done that. Now, I'm just going to quick talk through a couple things. First off, we can see that this platform... we got spawned in, kind of in a little obsidian platform, which happens sometimes. Sometimes it's out over the void, which is really dangerous. So you always want to be careful when you first spawn in. Now, the dragon is off in that direction, and you can see there's pillars with end crystals on top of them. And what I'm going to do is kind of talk through some of the early portions of the fight, how the things work and how the mechanics work. And then from there, I'll probably have to speed it up because when you're in here by yourself, it takes quite some time to defeat everything. I used to come in here, or we came in here last season, we had like 20 players and we were doing some fun things. I think one season we we punched the dragon to its demise with fish because we had like 20 players, so otherwise it can go really fast. Now, what you can see as I've done is I put on this pumpkin hat, and part of the reason for that is we're not going to fight like that because it's really hard to see. But okay, I can hop on down without a problem here. The Endermen. So the Endermen are running all around. This is their home, the end, you see. And they're running all around. We're going to see them shortly in just a moment. I hear the dragon already shooting breath at me. We got to watch ourselves for that. But the Endermen, if I can find some of them, there goes the dragon up there. We'll see it clearer in a second. I don't see any Endermen at all. Wait a minute. There may actually be something that's unfortunate, but true. Yeah, let's take... Oh, geez, no, okay, all right, now that's not good news. But, real quick, we can take this opportunity to collect with an empty bottle. It says you need a mint, and that is because I hear the dragon shooting more balls at me. It is... Collect the dragon's breath. That's what those sparklies are. Let's quick change our hat. Oh god, there's a lot going on in here, you can't tell. So I'm a little flustered because this fight is not going to be all it was cracked up to be because the settings on this server had no Enderman spawning. That's interesting. We'll have to look into that. But in the meantime, the dragon's flying around up there. And even if the Endermen were around, I like to fight the dragon without the helmet because, as you saw a moment ago, it's almost impossible to see. So one of the other things that can be used are snowballs. Snowballs can be used if I can manage to hit this end crystal to destroy the end crystals. And some players like to use them because depending on what your bow and arrow situation is, your inventory space. But just for now, I'm going to use the rest of these and then go back to my bow and arrow because I have an infinity, that is, bow and arrow. And boy, I'm also a terrible shot with these snowballs. So it's going to take me a few minutes, especially with this rough terrain here, to kind of navigate around and take out these different end crystals. Oh, there's a nice one shot right there, as you can see. And then once I have them all defeated, we'll focus on what happens with the dragon. I've been running around this whole time without having taken my slow falling potion, and I haven't even put down an ender crystal. Oh, the dragon's attacking me. All right, so we're going to have to run back. One of the other things you definitely want to do, we're going to throw down our end chest, kind of over here by the pillar, open it, grab a bottle of slow falling potion, and drink it. Because, like I said, if this thing knocks us up in the air, we are in a world of hurt. So now we have that going for 4 minutes. I have to find the last couple of end crystals, shoot them down, and then we'll focus on defeating the actual dragon. I think I have all the crystals down, but I'm not sure. So we're going to go ahead and attack the dragon now with my bow and arrow, which you have to shoot with a ranged weapon while it's in flight. And then from there, when it comes to perch, we'll take a couple whacks at it with our... Nope, we can see right up now there. There is still health being taken. Oh, did I hit it? No, I missed it. I got to get that one too. These pillars are always the hardest part because I'm really not good at them. But once we get it down, we'll finish off that dragon. Aha, nice shot. Alright, is that the last one? The dragon's coming down, so now's a good chance to show you what happens when we hit it with the... Oh, see that? He knocked me up in the air, and our slow falling worked there. And our sword's certainly working out. Let's see what happens when he takes off. Are we going to get hit by slow falling? Nope, but we did get whacked a couple times, so we got to eat up some steak and then go back to the ranged attack. Oh, yeah, when he gets close to you, there's why I have slow falling. Oh, if you get too close, he knocks you backwards. This is starting to get me a little nervous. We're 50%, and now I'm just fighting for my life out here. Alright, she's perched again, so we're going to attack with the sword. Get it down a little more, and watch for the knockback effect. Are we going to take her down now? Oh, we're going to have to get her in. Keep going, keep going, keep going! Oh, just missed. We're going to have to get her in flight. That's okay, because our feather falling is starting to wear off. Should I replace... Yes, you know what? We want to make sure we're safe, so I'm going to go ahead and quick replace the feather falling, and then get this fight over with. Alright, Mr. Archer, here we go. Steady. Steady. And... fire! Haha! What a shot! Ah, yes. And now we see the end has been freed. Good luck. That means we defeated the end dragon, and there it goes. Now, one of the last things that happens when you defeat the end dragon is you get tons and tons of experience, which, again, only show up as a single ball, as opposed to a whole bunch of experience balls because of a setting we have on the server, and the dragon egg. Now, to collect the dragon egg, what you have to do is punch it, and it will teleport somewhere nearby, and now it's on solid ground, and to kind of get a hold of it, is we're going to put a torch underneath, because the dragon egg cannot be collected by punching it. You have to actually have it break. And to have it break, it can fall on a torch, just like this, and now it's an item, and now that it's an item, we can collect it, and we get the advancement, the next generation, as we look and say, we are holding the dragon egg, and we'll find a special place for that thing to be kept. And now that this is all over with, a little stressed out, a couple things that went wrong, and of course there are no Endermen here, so that's really something we're going to have to fix. But we got all the achievements that are here and the advancements that are involved with the end, and the only thing left to do is to hop in the portal. And before I do, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.